Why do restaurants serve such large portions? And what is this doing to our health? Stay tuned for Health Politics.
Welcome to Health Politics with Dr. Mike McGee, a weekly program exploring important trends in health.
On one level, the solution to America's obesity epidemic seems so simple, doesn't it? Adjust what we eat and eat less of it. Of course, if we cooked all of our meals at home with fresh ingredients, this would certainly be more doable. But in our current reality, this isn't an easily attainable goal. We eat out a lot, our portion sizes are huge, we're unaware or unconcerned with what's actually in our food, and our habits are reinforced by everything around us. Sounds like we're in way over our heads, right? Well, yes and no. On the one hand, our culture has built up a lot of complexity around food, and as I've mentioned in past Health Politics programs, deconstructing what we've built over several decades is never a simple task. But on the other hand, different pieces of this complicated puzzle can be broken off, studied, and perhaps conquered. Case in point, restaurant portion sizes. Most of us don't need or even want all the food we're being served. Is it possible that addressing the problem of oversized restaurant portions could actually impact the obesity epidemic? The answer is yes, but it's going to take some brave CEOs and restaurateurs to get any kind of trend going that will make a difference. Fortunately, we're seeing early signs of some headway. First, how we got there. The supersizing trend that's now commonplace in fast food chains and in traditional restaurants seems to be traceable back to the 1960s. It's difficult to pinpoint an actual starting point, but credit often goes to a McDonald's executive named David Wallerstein. As a theater manager in Chicago in the 1960s, he realized that theater patrons were often too embarrassed to buy 2 normal-sized bags of popcorn for fear of appearing gluttonous. But when given the option of 1 giant bag equivalent to the 2 bags and marketed as a value purchase, customers responded. Wallerstein later took this insight to McDonald's CEO Ray Kroc, who applied the strategy to French fries, and we were off and running. The economics that continue to make this possible include the fact that adding 25% more fries costs only a few additional cents, but the slightly larger size sells at a significantly higher price and still appears to the consumer as a good deal. As it turns out, size equals value in the average American's eyes, and the cost of food, believe it or not, represents only 1/3 of most restaurants' fixed costs. The rest goes to labor, advertising, franchise fees, rent, and energy costs. So while most of the restaurant's costs have nothing to do with customer traffic does seem to be impacted by food, its packaging, and its volume. Take, for example, the often retold story of Dennis Potts, a middle manager at 7-Eleven in the mid-1970s. Eager to revive the company's struggling fountain drink business, he let a Coca-Cola representative convince him on the idea of selling drinks in a huge 32-ounce cup at the same cost as a 16-ounce bottle. Potts wasn't supportive of the idea at first, but when the trial sore called asking for more cups just a week later, he realized the idea was a customer hit. From there, the marketers took over, and the Big Gulp was born. So just as we've seen portion sizes go up, they should obey the law of physics and come down, right? So far, the economics that started this trend have not proven successful in reverse. Let's hope Richard Sneed can change the tide. He's the CEO of Carlson Restaurants Worldwide, the owner of TGI Fridays chain. Sneed believes the situation has gone too far, and a consumer wave is emerging that will demand food portion sanity. In a brave and closely watched experiment, Fridays is offering right-sized portions that are about 2/3 the size of the usual serving. Sneed says he firmly believes that the consumer is demanding a change, but In his words, quotes, "I'll be honest with you, it's scary." Well, it's scary because if Americans believe more is more, they rather consistently have felt that less is less. Restaurants supporting smaller portion sizes will not only have to sell the idea of giving customers less food, but also manage to make up for the lost revenue hidden in those supersized value meals. Snead believes part of the answer must come from marketing, information support, and value pricing in reverse. Thus, Fridays is heavily advertising 10 menu items at the smaller size with a 30% savings. As you might imagine, Wall Street is watching closely. Even though TGI Friday's parent company is privately held, its success or failure with this venture could influence others. According to John Glass, an analyst with CIBC World Markets, the concept is a difficult sell. He said, quotes, "If you shrink portion sizes, you kind of have to reduce prices. What you hope is you offset the check with higher traffic. It does work, but it takes time, and we all know that investors are focused on the short term," close quotes. As for TGI Fridays, the experiment is going well so far. The restaurant has seen higher traffic and increased beverage and dessert sales because people aren't so stuffed after their entrees. Will other groups follow suit? If so, change will be slow. We're currently still pretty fond of triple meat burgers and extra large fries. So keep this in mind. There are a few things we can each do to encourage restaurants to start serving healthy-sized portions. 1, when choosing a restaurant for your family, choose one where bigger isn't better. Support the right-sizing movement in the few places it's being tried. And 2, select menu items with a healthy balance of vegetables, meat or fish, and fruit. If portions are too large, choose up front to split a dish with a friend or a family member. Even if there is a slight charge for this, it's a better value. It eliminates the temptation to overeat by cleaning your plate, and it sends the restaurant a good message. Restaurants upsized to make money. It's as simple as that. So it's up to us to make sure that places like TGI Fridays, who are going out on a limb to try to do the right thing, succeed financially while helping us downsize our waistlines. For Health Politics, I'm Mike McGee.
Thank you for watching Health Politics with Dr. Mike McGee. For more information on this topic, please visit our related web links, discussion guide, or downloadable transcript and slides. For videos and information on a variety of other health topics, visit our homepage at healthpolitics.org. If you would like to subscribe to our free weekly video, click on Subscribe to Health Politics and enter your email address. Again, thank you for watching.